Hello, everybody. It is Kendall and welcome to Remixing Relationships, where we dive deep into the art of creating sustaining healthy connections, right? Again, I am your host, Kendall, your fave life coach, the Remix Coach. And together we'll explore fresh perspectives and strategies to transform relationships. Whether you're looking to strengthen, heal, or completely remix your connections, you're in the right place. So we're about to get started on a topic that is age old. It's right up there with how and why the chicken crossed the road and what comes first, the chicken or the egg. So I'm going to give you just a couple of seconds before we get started to share this out because I want people to be a part of this conversation. So I'm going to share it out and I ask that you do the same because I want to hear from you. But I also have my guest today and I'm definitely going to hear from them because this is a subject that comes up often. Whether you're in a relationship or your friends are in a relationship, it comes up often. I'm going to share some of my experiences as well as my guests are going to do that. And we are going to finally get to the bottom of this question. So just take a moment, as I am doing, to share this out to your people. All right. So, remixing relationships. To be honest, I'm tired of seeing, as a life coach and just as a person, I'm tired of seeing broken relationships. I've had broken relationships myself, things that didn't work out for whatever reason, right? But we have to come to some type of resolve. We have to come to something that's tangible that we can feel to remix these relationships. And it's all about promoting healthy relationships. And many times people bump their heads, get stuck on stupid, fall down, don't get back up or rid love away. I ain't dealing with love. I'm not doing any of that because this love was this or this love was that. And as I said in the intro, it doesn't matter if you are married and been married 20 years. It doesn't matter if you are dating, engaged, or so on. We can all remix our relationships to make them better in some type of way. If your relationship is good, it could always be better, right? All right. So, without further, well, let me just say this. I'm going to read something to you and then we're going to get started. Again, today's episode is all about, can men and women just be friends? Or is someone waiting in the wings to shoot their shot? Or are you saying you're friends after you've been attracted to the person or you've tried your hand at a relationship and it didn't work out? So now you're saying, that's my buddy, we're cool. And if so, do you think that your mate, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your boyfriend, significant other, however you want to call it and spin it, do you think that they need to know about these friendships? And we're going to explore the question, do you think that you should have that conversation with your friend or sit down and say, hey, this is what it is? Or do you think they were my friends before? I ain't got to tell him or her nothing. We're going to talk about all that. All right. So I'm going to bring up my first guest. Ladies first, Dr. Leroy. She is Regina Smithwick. She is an author, a radio personality, a life coach, a speaker, and a business owner of several businesses. And most importantly, she's not afraid to share her truth. She is in North Carolina right now. She hails from New York. And when somebody's from New York, you're going to rep New York all day, every day, no matter where you are. That's how Jersey folks are too. So I get it. She is also, the most important fact, she is also a New Edition fan, just like I am. So we fell in love. We had a free, what do they call it? They say a bromance, a girlmance, I guess you would call it. over New Edition and speaking candidly about relationships. I had her on my podcast, Shine with Kendelanice, and she was very open about her journey in relationships and her self-love journey and how she didn't love herself and now how she embraces and loves herself. She's just a busy woman, and I'm glad to have her here today, Regina Smithwick.
Hey, hello, everyone. How you doing?
Cello, cello.
Hello.
Good. How are you?
I am wonderful. Looking forward
Can you
to
hear me?
talking about this. Yes, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, I
I said I'm
sure
looking
can.
forward to. Yes, I'm looking forward to talking about this amazing topic today. It could go so many ways, so many ways.
It can go so many ways. Girl, I got notes on my phone. I have notes in my handy dandy notebook, a whole bunch of them. And we are going to go there because this is a conversation that people have all the time. And we want to put it to bed here. You know, we want to really have that conversation about it. I took a poll on TikTok, social media, and asking if they thought men and women could be friends. Now, the ones who maybe have the friends that they don't want to let go, they might say, yup, they sure could be friends. But others
Hmm.
might have had experience about had experience. I know I've had experience when it comes to friendships, and I had somebody waiting in the wings for years. And as soon as the relationship was up, he was like, what's up? I've been feeling you. You know, I've been, for a long time. You know what I mean? And we were like, we
Hmm.
called each other brother and sister. So
Hmm.
imagine my surprise. You know what I mean? And it
Yes.
happens more than not. And a lot of people don't want to talk about that. All right, so my next guest is a authorpreneur. He goes by the Impact Builder. He is a connector, a networker, a positive individual. He has a publishing company and so many different connects in the business. But most importantly, this man got an opinion and he ain't afraid to talk about it. He don't care if 11 people disagree. He's going to stand on business on what he believes. And I rock with people like that. This is my brother, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr. Woo! Hey, hey.
What's going on?
What it do? What it do? Look, you were on this couch with me. If you guys missed that episode, we talked about relationships, and he sat right here on the couch with me. So I didn't want to put him through trouble. I said you could do it from the comforts of your home because I have my girl from North Carolina, and she's going to be on here. All right, Leroy, welcome to Remixing Relationships.
I know what's going on. How's everybody doing? Good evening, madams.
Madam.
Good
All
evening.
right. So I'm going to ask this question first. When I asked you all, did you want to be a part of this conversation today and this subject? What was the first thing that you thought? And I prefaced it with Leroy because what his best friend is a woman. So I said, listen here. I already know your best friend is a woman, but let me spread it out like this because this is what he was going to say. He was going to say, well, my best friend's a woman. But tell me what you thought, or if that's what you thought when I asked you to be a part of it.
Yeah, it was my natural reaction, and you know I'm going to. You knew already knew what I was going to say because I talk about it
Mhm,
all the time, and I talk about
mhm,
just everything that she has meant to my life, over the
mhm,
years, and she and I
mhm,
have known each other since college. You know what I'm saying? And she she know where the body's buried. Put it like that. So so I mean my first thought was just about that, but it is true, like you said, a lot of people, this is a continuous conversation, or it's
mhm,
just a topic that people want to, when they want to have something to talk about. Oh, can men and women be friends,
mhm,
can
mhm,
just be friends and everything like
mhm,
that. So that's all I thought about was, hey, let's talk about it. We always do and everything like that, and then deal
mhm.
with it. So
Because Biz Markie said, "Oh baby, you come on, you got what I need." But you say he's just a friend. You say, "Oh baby." We already know all three of us love some hip hop, old school. So you already know. Folks have been talking about it. Regina, what did you
Yes,
think when I
ma'am.
said, "Hey, you want to be part of this conversation on remixing relationships?" What did you think? What was your first thought?
I Huh? You want me to be honest, right? I thought about the situations that I were in. I had
Yep,
both ends of this.
yep.
So I thought about the person that it was on this side of we said we were friends, but we end up crossing the line, and then someone
Mhm,
that I'm actually like literally friends with, and we always
mhm,
been friends. I've been friends with his wife. I mean, the whole shebang. So
mhm,
I get it. It was on both sides. So
mhm.
that's the first thing I thought about because I was like, ugh, I kind of did both. So
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and that's real. It's so interesting. We're gonna get into. All right, so we're gonna get started. If please send this out so people can be a part of this conversation. And let's see. Max says, let's see what he says. Watching already. And please share this out as we are talking. Let's see. Was just having this exact conversation with my significant other. There's nothing wrong with having these so-called friends, but there needs to be some type of boundaries when it comes to this. Honey, yes, and we're going to talk about that. And we're going to talk about who is supposed to set the boundary. Is it the person whose friend it is, or is it their significant other? Because I've noticed a lot of times the significant other doesn't set the boundaries because they just say, "Oh, that's just a friend," right? So we're going to ask that question, but absolutely, I totally agree. All right, y'all ready to get into it?
Let's do
yes,
it.
let's do
All
it.
right.
Yeah.
So I have my notes here. So let me okay. So yes, men and women can be friends, but the dynamics of those friendships can vary depending on several factors, such as personal boundaries, mutual understanding, and the nature of the relationship. For many of these friendships work smoothly without romantic complications, while others may find challenges due to societal expectations or potential feelings developing over time. So someone can start off as friends, right? But then if you spend a lot of time, you're like, you looking at, you've seen it. You've seen the romantic comedies where people are friends. All of a sudden, the person just looks different to you one day, and you like, the possibilities here. Let's talk about that. Either one can jump in and go first with that one.
Ladies first.
Uh, okay.
Ladies first.
Um,
Ladies first.
it's kind of a slippery slope because if I intentionally go in as your friend,
Mhm.
I done it once, but usually I kind of keep it in that realm. I do get what you're saying that sometimes you get to see someone in different lights, and you see some qualities or some characteristics that you are attracted to,
Mhm.
right? But then here comes the slippery slope. Is it worth losing a friend if it doesn't work out? Like you got to really think it all the way through. Like, is their friendship that valuable to you? If it
Mhm.
is, then maybe you don't want to cross that line. Because
Mhm.
if you say, okay, if this person disappears tomorrow, is it going to affect me? Is it going to be like I have a missing void in my life because we that close?
Yeah.
Or you have some people that's friends. Yeah, you say, we got to talk about friends. Like,
Mhm.
are they
How do
your
you
friend
define that?
really, or is
How do
someone
you
you just hang out
mhm.
with? Like, and you just now you took it over to the other level, and they didn't work out, and you find if they're not there. So it just count how deep you are with the friends. I would like to say, if you give me a moment about the boundary thing,
Mhm.
when you
Mhm.
asked that question from the
Mhm.
beginning.
Yes.
So I have a best friend. We've been best friends since we were 19 years old. He was engaged, well, about to get married. He was engaged. I had asked him, we were talking about it, and I said, hey, is it possible she could get on the phone? I would like to talk to her because I wanted to talk to her personally and say, hey, you know who I am? He's like, yes, I
Mhm.
know you. He talks about you all the time. He said, that's my
Mhm.
sister. That's my sister. And I
Mhm.
said, okay, but I want to make sure you're good with this. I said, I'm not that type of person overbound. Or, I just want you to know we're just friends and you're my sister now. You're just like
Mhm.
you. That's my brother. You're my sister. And I want to make sure you are comfortable with our friendship. And she said, yeah, I'm fine with that. I said, okay, I just want to talk to you personally without him on the phone and just to make sure we're good because I didn't want that. Because I understand this is going to
Yep.
be your wife, so you
Yep.
got to respect it. She's not head honcho. That's your wife.
Yep.
So I move aside if that's the case. But she was fine
Yeah.
with it, and we end up merging and hanging with my kids with his kids, and we went on vacations together. We did things, and we got along fine.
Yes.
But the question is, I took because sometimes,
That part.
especially some guys, they're not gonna do that. They're not gonna say,
Mhm.
"Well, you want to talk to my fiance and make sure it's
Exactly.
good." Like they're like, So
Exactly.
as a woman to woman, I just said, let me go ahead and just take that leap in and say, okay, can I talk to your fiance, one on one? So
I mean, I love that, and I wanna piggyback off that because on my notes I wrote, I wanted to make sure I brought up this example. My friend Vincent McWilliams, he's in New Jersey. I'm 53. He is older than me, and we have been friends. I can't even remember 30 something years. We have been friends for a long time. And I remember when he was dating all the girls. I remember when he married his wife, Shauna, 20 something years ago. I should have reached out to find out how long they've been married. They've been married for a very long time. I love Shauna. I did the same thing, had a conversation with her. And she already knows she done came to my wedding before with him. I've come, when she surprises him for his birthday or whatever, I go to Jersey and go to the party. She includes me and I include her. And he also makes her very secure. And I think that's a thing too. And I think it's for the man, if it's that way, the man to make the woman feel secure, and the woman, the friend, to come to the wife, as you said, to say, hey, listen, we're friends, we've never been intimate or together or anything. That's like my brother, like in the real sense, like Leroy is my brother. You know what I'm saying? Because some people play that. Women sometimes, yeah, that's my brother, that's my boy, and they know they've been with them, and their man might be in the same room, and the man is thinking, your man is thinking that that's really your friend, and it's really not. So I want to say this, and then Leroy, I want to hear from you. And like Regina said, I've realized everybody is they not like us. They not like us. They not like us. A lot of the friends, okay, a lot of the friends will not extend that olive branch to, even if the wife or the girlfriend is not even thinking about it. I think it says a lot when the friend says something to him. But I would never hang out, and this I want to say this. So even with my male friends, I don't play about this even with my girlfriends who have husbands. Like, I'm never going to hang out. We ain't going to be spending the whole day and the whole night together, going to the movies, going
mm-mm,
to dinner.
mm-mm.
I'm not hanging out with no male friend like that. That's reserved for his woman. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to be at the house when she's not there. It's just certain things we not going to be at a across from each other
I
at a
agree.
table, and we having dinner and doing all of these things. I'm not going to do that. I always believe in respecting boundaries when it comes to, even if it's my friend, if he is in a relationship or he is married, I'm going to make sure I respect that woman in all counts. Even if my friends, my girlfriends, my best friend, I'm not going over their house if their husband is there by themselves. It's just certain things I believe, in my opinion, you shouldn't do. But I think it's up to the people how they decide to set the boundaries. Because my girlfriends might be like, girl, just go over there and get that. I'll be like, nope. When you get home, I'll be there. And before Leroy goes, as a woman, I see you shaking your head. What do you have to say about that, Regina? And then I want to hear from Leroy.
When you were talking about all the boundary things that you should do to respect someone's home, if you're a friend, I was laughing because my mother would say, "You're not supposed to have anyone in your bedroom," right? But you
Mhm.
say, "Oh, that's my friend," and you have a guy friend, and before he was married, you used to maybe hang out or whatever, and now
Mhm.
he's married, you can't go in his bedroom no more. Like that's off limits. You can't
Yeah,
hang out in the house with him by himself. That's
I
off limits.
agree.
It's not the
Yep.
fact that you say, "Well, I don't." Well, why? I mean, I trust you. You trust me. It's not the fact. It's the respect.
There you
It's
go.
called now
There
is
you go.
respect because now you have a wife in the picture now. You got to respect that wife. And a lot of times we feel that, oh, I've been here before you because we got this thing about if we were there before you, that
Mhm.
means it trumps all everything else.
Mhm.
I knew you since we were kids.
Mhm.
Look, they come and go. Wives come and
Mhm.
go. But I'm gonna be
Mhm.
here for you when she acts up. You know that, right? Like, and they
Mhm.
started trying to like, no, it don't go that way, baby. I'm
Yep.
sorry. You
Yep.
cling to your wife and you let all others fall. You know what
Yep.
I'm saying? So you gotta respect the marriage. It's not the
Yeah.
fact about your friends. You gotta respect the marriage. So when you said that, I was thinking about like when my mom used to say about that kind of stuff. You're
Yeah.
not supposed to have people at your house. You're not supposed to be
Yeah.
sitting on top of somebody. Get space. Respect the wife or the girlfriend of that person. So I
I
agree.
in a marriage, he gave me that. He said, "I don't want you to be his friend no more. We're friends." When I tell you this man was tried and true, he's been there through the journey of my life. He has been there like a rock, a ride or die. He has been solid and true, right? And when I got married, he was like, "I don't want you," because he's nice looking guy. You know what I mean? He was taller than him. A whole bunch of things. But he said, yeah, I had to see Leroy's face for that. But and that's a whole inside joke. But and he said, "I don't want you to be his friend. You have to end the friendship." And I was in with a conundrum, right? I'm like, this is a guy that's been here long before I even met him, right? This is a guy that when we had Hurricane Katrina, not Katrina, Lord have mercy, Irene, and all my food, and I had two little kids, right? All my food was going bad because the lights were out, everything was out. He was like, "Bring all your food to mine. I'ma house y'all to make sure y'all good. I'ma make sure, just a solid friend, right?" And when I had to call him and in that friendship, his heart was broken. He was like, but he kept going, like, and he has a voice, a deep voice, but he kept going, "But it's me. Like, it's me. Like, me?" He kept saying, "You're gonna me?" Right? And of course, the marriage didn't last, and our friendship was never the same because of course, once I got divorced, we started, talking again and stuff. But and this was a friend that he didn't trust nobody. He didn't trust nobody. So to let me in that way and how solid and tight we were, for me to break his heart in that way, I felt horrible. But then it is with boundaries. If you're marrying someone and they say that, and some people might say, "Well, you shouldn't have done it. You should keep your friend." But I want to hear from you, Leroy, as a man. If you want to touch on what we asked earlier, but I want to take a moment to just hear from the man here. Leroy, would you ever ask your wife to do that? And what do you think about that? And then just give me your take on boundaries and what should happen.
No, I would never ask my ask my wife to do that because my best friend is a female. So
Oh yeah, you can't
I'd
do
be
it.
she'd be like, "How you gonna ask me to give up somebody and you got a female that's a friend too?" It would be my thing is this when it comes to that because that scenario you just gave that's a tough decision that
Mhm.
has been made. That has to be made. And
Mhm.
and I know like my best friend, she's involved with a guy, Earl, and everything like that. I know him
Come on,
and
shout out to
everything like
Earl.
that. And we cool and everything like that. And I don't think he's ever asked her or demanded because they're not married, one, but they've been together forever. But he's never said, "Hey, you can't have, I need you to get rid of the friendship." you know, before or anything like that. I think even if he did, she still wouldn't do it. I'm sorry, she wouldn't do it. But that becomes that becomes a difficult situation, to be honest with you, because like you just talked about, you were in a situation, you got married, you gave up a friendship for your marriage, and it cost you that friendship
Mhm.
because of it, and the marriage is gone, and
It's
it would have
long
been,
gone.
and
You see it?
yeah, and I understand his stance. It's like, look, you chose the marriage, which, hey, that's fine. You put your husband before everybody else. That's cool. But to kind of, what they say, run the block again, whatever they say,
Spin the block.
and to
Spin
come
the block.
back, yeah, spin the block, and to, to have that, the friendship wasn't going to be the same,
Mhm.
even if you all were to have still stayed friends, the
Mhm.
friendship still wouldn't have been the same.
Mhm.
And my friendship, her name is Sandra. My friendship with Sandra, yeah, we had boundaries, and I respect it because that's her man. That's who she's with. So there's certain things. Hey, we don't hang out and all that. Like you said, we ain't going to the movies like we did before, and all of
Mhm.
that and everything like that. Hanging out. That's not what we do,
Mhm.
but we're still friends, and I mean, we may have lunch here or there or whatever just to catch up. Well, it's like, hey, what's up? What you doing or whatever. Let's go grab something to eat. That type of thing.
Mhm.
But we do have the boundaries, and she was the one that set them. And she was like, because of, like we were saying, you gotta respect Earl. And I said, cool. I said, all
You
right,
gotta respect
I'll go. Uh,
Earl.
you
Sound
know,
like a name that needs to be respected. You must
yeah.
respect Mr.
So
Earl.
yeah. So I mean, I mean, that was the thing. But I think that the thing I think that it has to be mature individuals. It has to be mature men. It has to be mature women to handle
Mhm.
the relationships. But then too, you got to be up for you have to be very transparent.
Mhm.
There can't be things that you say, well, yeah, we kind of did something back in the day, and they find out some kind of way. Then that really would damage everything. So it's like, look, this friendship is here, and I don't know what conversation she's had with Earl, but it's like, look, we've been friends since college. We've been rolling like this for a long time,
Mhm.
and our friendship has boundaries, and that's because we're going to respect the relationship, both of us going into it. Like, look, we know what it is, and same thing, with me seeing someone, she do the same thing. I say, hey, I'm gonna respect the relationship, although I can hear her now. I call you when I want to. No, you don't. you know but there has to
See?
be the mutual
That's
respect,
mhm.
But you
with
know,
with everybody,
Mhm.
with everybody. And
Dr. Leroy, you hit something on that one with the boundaries.
Mhm.
But when
So
you're
let me
dealing with
ask you
insecure,
guys this question.
oh,
No, go. You go, Regina.
I'm sorry, it froze up. I'm sorry. I was saying both of y'all kind of said something. If you're dealing with an insecure person from your spouse, and
hmm
they feel lack of, and they get jealous of a relationship that you have with
Mhm.
someone else because it's something in that relationship they feel that you're not giving them, or they feel that they hate to see you happy when you're talking to an opposite sex person, or you
Mhm.
laughing about an inside joke that y'all have, and they feel like
Mhm.
they're outside. They're like, well, what is all this secret stuff? Y'all like, it's nothing secret. You wasn't there.
And they ain't
I
laughing
didn't
with
know
you.
you.
They ain't laughing.
I didn't know you. So how could I tell you, whatever happened in
right,
college? That was a joke. You're not gonna get everything. But if it was a female, they wouldn't care. They're like, oh, these bunch of females,
right,
I'll leave y'all by yourselves, y'all can talk. But when it's a guy,
right,
they're intimidated. Because there's something about that relationship that they don't have with you. And they get jealous of the fact because they say, well, you don't laugh like that with me, or you don't talk
Mhm.
about that. Because
hmm
it's when we friends, it's different. It's a different type
yep,
of relationship we have. You know what I'm saying? It's just different. I can't describe. It's not better. It's not worse. It's not you're better. It's just different. But if you have
and
insecure people in your lives, they're gonna
Mhm.
they're gonna do that because if someone's gonna ask you
Mhm.
to not be friends with someone that you've been friends with forever, you telling me to cut off a lifeline. That's what you told me to do. Cut off a lifeline because
Right.
you're insecure.
Mm,
Because
mm,
you're insecure, I got to cut off someone.
mm,
It's not like this person disrespect you. They didn't go over the
mm.
boundaries. They didn't, why am I cutting? Give me the answer. Why am I cutting them off? Can you tell me why? Give me a good reason why I should cut them off. And I can't give you a
Mm,
good reason because the person didn't do nothing
Right,
wrong.
yep.
You
And
know?
really, most of the times,
right.
all of
So,
that
do
is
you
is
think
is the
that
ego.
people try to there you go. Yep, yep. So let me ask you guys this. Let me ask you, and Regina, you and I both said that we've, talked to the wife or talked to the girlfriend or talked to the significant other. And Leroy, the same. You say she's not married, but you still respect those boundaries. Do you feel like the person whose friend it is has an obligation as well, whether it's if it's a woman's friend to talk to their friend, hey, this is my guy, blah 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 blah. I'm gonna fall back a little bit because I'm gonna spend the time with them, or this is my woman. Like, I know you be laughing all over me, but that's not a good look. Let's talk about that physical touch because some people are touchy and huggy, right? So if a male has a female friend and she's all in his ear or she's hugging him all the time or touching him or the personal space is that good. If a woman has a male friend and she always hitting him on his chest, or touching his head or being like that, but they're just friends, is that appropriate? Especially if the person, even if the person doesn't have, Leroy shaking his head, go, because I've seen that happen with people say that they're friends, but the other person is disrespectful. So your mate may not be disrespectful, but sometimes that friend can be disrespectful to kind of pull their card. Like you were saying, Regina, I've known her first, I've known him first. Leroy, you shaking your head. What's that about?
No, because I think like we've been saying, there has to be boundaries. And
Mm-hmm.
that's a boundary where it's like, look, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
And if that person needs to be checked on that, then you check them. It's like, come
Mm-hmm.
on,
Mm-hmm.
I ain't trying to be in no mess. So you know better. You know what I'm saying? You know better. Stop. I get it. We cool like that, and it doesn't mean anything to us. But
Yeah.
as we were saying, that ego thing, that jealousy thing, that's
Yeah.
real.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
people will do. So you just say, you know what? Let's not even go there with that. You know, and or even give them a reason to think that there is something, even if there isn't something. You know,
Yeah.
that's all I'm saying. You
Because
know.
Yeah,
people
but then it's
like to
territorial
play.
too.
Yes, that's what I was
Yeah.
gonna say. Friends can
Yeah.
be territorial. They have to
Mhm.
Yeah.
prove their space. They have to let the guy or the woman know, I was here before you. This is what we
Mhm.
do. And I think that ego, and I think the friends are threatened by the person that comes in, by the new man or new woman. So they got to do all of this flexing, and that's the insecurity on their part. So we're talking about the
That's true.
insecurity on maybe the new person's part, or we're talking, or the old person, or whoever's in a relationship. But then we're also talking about the insecurity of the friend that has to let he or she
Right.
know, I was here before you. You know what I mean?
Or even
And so
too,
what type of
it's
personal Mhm.
I'm sorry, it's a delay. I'm sorry. I got
Yeah.
No, you go.
okay, go ahead, finish. It was a delay.
Oh, no, I was just saying because of that personal space or personal touch, and it's so important to create hard lines, with some of those friends that are touchy-feely, because both men and women could be that way. And I think if a man, I think, and Leroy's the man, so you tell me, I think, who do you think will react quicker looking like, no, they ain't doing that? How do you think, like, if okay, say for instance, your female friend has a male friend, your wife has a male friend, or your girlfriend has a male friend, and every 5 minutes he touching her on the small of her back, or hitting her, or helping her cross the street, or whatever it is, and your man is sitting right there, is your man steaming under the collar hotter than reverse if the woman is all like to your man, who is steaming hotter?
No, y'all ladies don't get mad at me. Okay, I'm gonna say that, but I think it would be the woman that will react before the man.
What you think,
And I
Regina?
say that
Why you say that, Leroy? I think she's delayed.
Oh
okay.
no,
No,
I thought you was finishing your sentence, Leroy. I'm sorry.
no. Go ahead. Go ahead.
What I think it really is the person wants that availability to that other person. If you have a friend who's been your friend and y'all been through everything together and a lot of situations together, a lot of things going on, the access. I could call you 3 in the morning. I could come over your house at, 8 o'clock in the morning.
Mhm.
I could
That
talk to you anytime. See, that's what they're
Leroy
taking
think
away.
about
I
the
think it's
phone.
more of the availability than anything. Cause that's where you feel like, well, I used to call you at 3. I have a trauma going on, or I have a situation. You're my best friend. I have no one else to talk to. So if I can't call you, what I'm gonna do? Because it's a habit that you develop habits, and now you got to break them instantly. Like
Mhm.
literally,
Yeah.
yesterday I was gonna be able to call you, but today I'm not. And that's a hard habit to break when you have
There you
that
big
person
red.
accessible and you told
My
them
office
I'm here for
hours
you.
are.
Let me.
And
I'm
you
gonna give you
tell
an
them that
example.
you're available for them, and then all of a sudden you're gonna turn around and say, "Oh, guess what? That changed. I'm not available for you no more. You got to call me between these hours because if you call me after 8 or 9, my girl can be tripping." You like, well, if I have a drama, I cannot judge it by time. Say, well, a minute, don't hurt my feelings yet. Wait until 8 in the morning so I can call my best friend and talk about it. Like, it doesn't work. So it takes time, and that's what I think more people get upset about is availability. I think that's what it really is.
Let me. I'm gonna give y'all this story. This is a true story. Happened with me.
Uh-oh.
Had
Uh-oh.
had a friend of mine, right? We hanging out, we cooling in the fan, and we had been intimate before and everything like that, but we had left that alone, right? So I'm seeing somebody. This is like you just said, Regina. This is somebody that had carte blanche, could call me anytime in the morning, 3 o'clock in the morning, whatever. So I'm chilling. Me and the young lady I was seeing at the time. We at my apartment. We chilling or whatever. And this is about 1 o'clock in the morning. My other friend, she's calling me. I'm like, look, I got company. Let me call you back. Who over there? Who you there? Ain't nobody, I ain't supposed to be able to call you. Went totally off. I'm like, are you serious right now? Are you really serious right now? Like you the one that said, "Hey, we can only be friends." You didn't want to move beyond that and everything like that. So I'm sitting there like, you cannot, you got to be kidding me that you gonna get upset because I'm seeing someone and you said that you wanted to just be friends. Don't come here with
Ooh.
that. And you were calling me, and I get it. That's the way that we rolled when we weren't seeing somebody. But now that I'm seeing somebody, we can't roll like that where you can call me anytime, in the midnight hour and everything like that, just to holler at me. That's not how that works. But got hot. I
I
mean, was on
bet.
a tell her to leave right now. I was like, what? I was like, oh no. I was
Leroy,
like,
you got the
yeah,
women. Leroy, let
I
me
told
find
you.
out. I thought you was a virgin all this time. Let me find out.
yeah, right,
You are
whatever.
up in situation.
But you know
Let
what?
me
You always
find
look
out you
good
got
when
the
somebody
women
else
going
wants you. You
crazy.
always look good when somebody else wants you.
There you
Always look
go.
Right.
better.
There you go. There you go. It's like you
You
look
want to
better. You
control the
looking
whole
at
thing.
them from you looking at them from the side like, was that mole and dimple there the whole time? Was that you're looking at it, and that always happens when you are with somebody in a relationship. The people come out the woodwork. They be in.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you something, and that just that happened with me. And I talked to him about like the people in my DMs and the people. It's like where was y'all before? Y'all wasn't in the DMs before. Like you know what I'm
Well,
saying?
it's just like a
And
job. It's just like a job. You could be jobless forever, can't find a job. As
mhm,
soon as you get that first job and you take
mhm.
that offer, all of a sudden everybody you send resumes to calling you. As soon as you take that job. It's the same thing. You could be single forever. And as soon as you start dating someone, all of a sudden everybody sees how amazing you are.
Mhm,
Right.
mhm. And then, but
What is
I've
this?
had people jump in my DMs that I was friends with in the 7th grade. I swear, I'm not making this up. I was in 7th grade. And just, I always had a crush on you. I remember when you was my neighbor, and I always say, I'm telling you, I get a lot of those, and it's like, what is that? Where does that come from? But you just nailed it on the head. All right, so let me ask you guys this. Well, let me read this first. But it's so true. So, can you be friends with somebody that you were intimate with? Can you still say that's my brother, that's my friend, that's my home girl if you've done that? And do you think the person should tell the other person that? Or is it what's in the past is in the past? What do you all think?
I'm sorry, I'm showing my face every time. I just looked
That's
at
all right.
myself. I'm just showing my face. I, listen,
But
it
Leroy,
happened
with
to
that
me.
happening, that happens all the time. Uh-oh, let's talk about it. Regina, go
I
ahead,
think
girl.
that Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I think that well, not I don't
You
think.
had to think
I
about what
know.
you
I
want to
did
use
it.
your words
I
for.
did it before. I was with someone. We were friends, and then we just had this one night. I guess curiosity killed the cat, and you kind of want to know, how that is. And then after that, we was like, all right.
How
I
what
mean,
was? What you
we was
do? How what?
uh,
What you do? What
curiosity
you
killed the
say? How
cat. You
what?
kind of have that
No, you were like
curiosity
this.
about each
You were
other.
like this,
Yeah, that's what it
like a
is. Yeah,
puzzle.
curiosity killed the cat. So you was gonna have that situation, kind of see how that goes. But we didn't do anything after that. We were just still just friends. Like I guess it was just the tension of just trying to be together. I guess we just had that tension. I guess I don't know. I was young. I was in my 20s, so
So
um.
does that count?
but
If it
yeah,
was one time, does it count?
but we friends today, and we haven't even talked about it, mentioned it. It just happened, and we rolled on with it, and we still friends. We didn't try to make a relationship out of it or anything. We just did what we did, and we was done with it.
So is that the
So
guideline? Is that the guideline? Is the guideline if it only happened once, or you wanted to to enter your, the curiosity. You wanted to wrestle with the curiosity, and you did it, and then you realized, because Trey Songz said he wished he never did it. That's the whole song. He messed up his friendship. I wish I never did it. Y'all know
never,
the song.
yeah,
Yeah.
yes, I
I
do. I
wish I
love this
never.
song.
No, I never heard that. I never heard that
That's
song.
a
Oh, you
good
never heard
song.
that Trey Songs?
That's a good
Yeah,
Yeah,
song.
not
Song
that
is
one. Yeah, I don't remember that one. Okay.
Yeah, I wish I never did it is a good song, but he's saying that he had a friendship and they crossed the
Hmm.
line, and he wish he never did it, because sometimes it's difficult to see your friend again, especially if you've seen them in horizontal positions. It's,
right.
or
Yeah.
you've seen them in an intimate way, you can't unsee that. And and that might still be something that's lingering, or you're embarrassed, or whatever it is. So I think that that would probably be difficult. But that's what he sings
It
about in
wasn't for
that
me.
song.
Not with
You
that
just moved
person.
And
on.
I guess to count who the person is, but with that person, it wasn't difficult. But like I said, that was the only time I ever did that. I never did that any other time. I
Yeah.
always, I get along with guys so well. Like I don't know what it
Mhm.
is. It's just
Me
that
too.
I have guy friends, and I guess it's just a feeling of it's just the transparency, the openness. You could kind of
Mhm.
help each other because you're a male, I'm a female. We kind of talk about
Mhm.
certain things.
Mhm.
I always like male friendships, so I
Mhm.
never really crossed the line like that. But that was the only time I did it. And like I said, I was in my 20s, and I didn't know who I was. I was just whatever. If I was
Yeah.
that person today, I would never done it. Never done
Yeah.
it.
mm,
Yeah.
It's not worth it.
All right.
I, you
So,
know,
yeah.
and it's not worth it. And some friends end up doing it, and then they end up being together. So, what about when people say friends? If you're friends, that's the best mate to have. Is that the same thing or is that different? Leroy.
No, I think to me that means the same thing. You want your spouse to be your best friend. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying? They should be that person that you lean on, that you're doing all of the things that you, like you were saying, Kendall, earlier. You hanging out, you're watching movies, you're going out to dinner, or you're going to events together and everything like that. That's that person that you hang with, that you're with. They should be your best friend. You should be able to share
Yep.
with your husband or your wife everything. They should be able to see the good, the bad, and the
Mhm.
other in
Mhm.
the whole relationship and
Yeah.
everything like that. Now, someone that's your best friend, that is, that may be of the opposite sex, you're gonna curtail that, because especially, if you have a spouse now, then that's definitely curtailed. But like you were
Mhm.
saying, even with having my best friend as a female, like I said, we have not. I don't even. Neither one of us have gone to the movies in years. But even with that, it's not like we hanging out. Oh, let's go ahead and do that. One, we too old and we too tired. We too tired right now. So, but the thing is, it's like, hey, we'll talk about things that are going on. She'll tell me what's going on, with her family, with Earl, and everything like that, and stuff. So that connection is still there, but it's not like we're hanging out. Whereas if I had, I ain't gonna say if, when I have a wife, it's gonna be she and I doing what we do, hanging out, or going to the movies, hanging, going to, traveling, whatever we're
Mhm.
going to do, creating the memories that we have. It's good. The difference between creating memories with
Yeah.
a spouse than there is creating memories with a best friend that you just happen to be hanging with and everything like that.
Yeah.
There's a difference in that. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think you should be married to your best friend. I think the problem is nowadays with the way that relationships are and why relationships aren't successful is because people haven't taken the time to get to know each other. It's
Mhm.
this superficial, transactional type of relationships, or marriages and everything like that, where it's like, nah, I can't talk to them about that. You should be able to be transparent
Oh,
with
yes.
with the person that you, and I'll put it like this, because I told these guys one time, and one of the guys was saying, well, he can't share that with his wife. I'm like, dude, you lay next to this woman each and every night,
Come
and you
on.
mean to tell me you can't share that with her? Something
Come
wrong
on.
with that if you can't share that with her. She lays
Mm.
next to you every single night.
Mhm.
So I'm like, nah, you should be able to share everything with that person that you're that intimate with.
That's
For
right.
sure.
That's intimacy. That's intimacy to me.
That's right.
That's
It is.
intimacy, being able to share your most vulnerable, thoughts, your most vulnerable feelings with that person. That's
Yeah.
real intimacy, not the sexual part of it. That
Yeah.
being able to share your vulnerability with them.
Yep.
You know,
You talking right. You talking absolutely right. You agree, Regina?
I sure do. I sure do. I
He
mean,
broke that down, didn't he?
yes, he did. I mean, you have to be vulnerable and you have to be open. And, like you said, a best friend should be inside of your relationship. Yes, your husband and wife should be your
mhm,
best friend. They should be your best friend. You have platonic best friends and you
right,
have your spouse, right?
right.
So when I was married, I had two best friends, well, girlfriends, and I have a guy best friend since we was in high school. He was in my wedding.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying? My husband and him got along fine. He was in my wedding. We didn't hang together all the time. No,
Mhm.
no. But once in a
right.
while, maybe a couple times a year, he'll come over or something like that. We went to high
Hmm.
school together, so we had that respect factor. So it wasn't like a situation he was over the house all the time. You had
Right.
to kind of be like,
Yeah.
"Come on now, you can't come over here like that." So
Yeah.
he respect the
Right.
marriage. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? He respected. He was there when it happened. So he respect the marriage when I was married. But I do agree with that. Yes, you could meet someone and they end up being your friend and you take your time. I think Leroy, you said something about like taking your time and getting to
Mhm.
know a person.
Mhm.
So a
Mhm.
Hmm.
lot of times
Hmm.
when you take your time to get to know a person, they become your friend, and then you may see some kind of relationship out of that,
Right,
If you're
or maybe
right,
they
friends,
just
yeah.
meant to be
right,
your friend. Well,
right.
you'll
Because
see
like
as
we
you
were talking.
progress and get to know the person.
Yeah, like we were
Yeah.
talking about earlier. Leroy and I are
Mhm.
friends. Me and Leroy ain't never hung out to go get no dinner, no get no ice cream, take a walk in the park, go let's go drive to the water. We ain't never done that. Me and Leroy have business meetings, but Leroy ain't never been to my house. I've never been to his. We never invited anybody. You know what I mean? So there are certain there are people that can be friends and there are people who straddle that line where you can't tell if that's her man or that's his woman. You can't tell the difference. And those type of friendships, those are the type of friendships, and I see both of you shaking your head. Yes, those are the
Mhm.
type of friendships that have murky water. Both of you shook your head
Yes.
to that. Why?
Because that's what it is. That's a person who wants they want to be safe, right?
Hmm.
So they want to be safe. They want to play the friend, but they don't want to get hurt. So they trying to kind of like do the blue fence thing. They want to kind of stay straddle the fence. So when the opportunity happens, they could dive in, but they don't want to take the chances and say, "Hey, you know what? I really like you. I didn't expect this, but it happened. I like you. You know what we're gonna do about this?" Instead of you
Hmm.
just being honest and saying it, you like, well, I don't want to get hurt, so I'm gonna play your friend until I can see the opportunity open for me to, for us to kind of make that work. So you're gonna sit
Yeah.
around for a couple of years, and when the other person really thinking y'all just friends and don't want to mess up the friendship, you're really in it just because you want to get a double dutch. You know what I'm saying? You try to do the little skip in, try to get in and try to fit when that time happens.
Yeah.
So I don't think that you should do that because that's how you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Because that person they see as a friend, you're gonna get mad at them because they're like, "Well, I thought we just friends. I don't want to mess up our
Yeah.
friendship."
Yep.
You can't get mad.
Leroy, you shaking your head about to fall off. What you thinking?
No, I think that is so true. When people have hidden agendas, when people want
Mhm.
to kind
Mm,
of, well, I'm gonna just sit in the cut
Mhm.
until that person messes up.
Mhm.
It rarely works out. I'm gonna be honest with you
Mhm.
because you're not being honest with yourself, and you're not being honest with that person that you do have true feelings for.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to let the friendship, you know, whatever transpired happened. I had a young lady, this was way back in the day. She had seen me and my buddy in high school. They had dated in high school, and she and I stayed friends, right? So we wound up, and I would spend time at the house. Her mom loved me and everything,
Mhm.
and it was like she was like, Leroy, I couldn't go there with you. She said, because I know my record with men. She's like, and I don't want to lose the friendship with you.
Mhm.
And so I was like, and I was good with that. I was okay. I get it. I understand it, and everything like that. And I did have some feelings for her, but I was willing to say, you know what, I'm not gonna go there, just because like she said, and I agreed with her. I didn't want to lose the friendship. The friendship
Yeah.
meant more to us than being in a relationship that might or might not work out. You know,
Yeah.
and so you have to be honest about your feelings, and you got to be honest about just where is the friendship deeper than a by chance relationship,
Yeah.
because it's gonna, if you do decide to go further and take it beyond friendship, yeah, you got to think about the consequences of it. If it
Yeah.
does not work out, it's not going back to the friendship. I promise you, it's not. It
Yeah.
very rarely will that happen. I don't think that rarely happens. Not saying it can't happen or that it doesn't happen, but I promise you, it very rarely happens that when you cross that line, that you can go back to just being friends.
You can't ring
You
the
know,
bell. You can't
yeah,
unring the bell.
yeah,
All right, so I
yeah.
have a scenario and then we're going to remix this thing. So, I have a friend and I actually witnessed this and um he had a female friend, right? And it's one somebody I know. I don't want to say somebody I know. and I witnessed this. And he had a female friend, and his female friend was nice looking, and he kept talking about how nice looking his. Don't she look nice? She looked nice, and she was talking about her body. He was saying how, she's nice. He was talking about her hair, all of this, and the wife is right there. And I felt uncomfortable. We're sitting at their cookout, right? And I felt uncomfortable. I was like he was going on and on and on. And she told me later they had a conversation about that. And he was like, we're just friends, right? But then found out later, you already know. So what do you think about that? If somebody like that's just like if I'm with my man and I just keep talking about, look at his outfit, look at his hair, look at his this, look at his that, look at his this. Like I would be totally out of line and disrespectful, and that's my friend. So even though we're not blind, you shouldn't. I personally think you shouldn't be looking at your friends that way. What do you guys think? Both y'all shaking your head.
Well, if
I
you if
can't
you're gonna
believe
do
they made
that,
it through that conversation. I
yeah, yeah, mm-mm.
There's no "I talk to you later." That wouldn't happen. We wouldn't be talking to nobody later. I need to talk to you right now.
Right
What is
now,
that about there?
Regina, like, nope, right now.
I'm like, y'all excuse us for a second.
Yeah.
We got
Yeah.
to go.
Mhm.
Because I don't understand how you disrespect your wife like that. You
Yep.
couldn't
Yeah,
say,
yeah,
you know,
Yep.
like usually men don't say you look nice just to say it to a friend like that, unless it's a
hmm
situation you going to a prom or you dressed up for some kind of,
Yeah.
it's not like, oh, you look nice. Like usually they don't say that. So for someone to keep on and not just saying it,
yeah.
keep saying stuff over and over and the
Over
hair,
again.
the body,
Yeah,
the this,
Yep.
the that.
that,
I
And
watched
that's
the wife is
that's
like, well, what am I, chop me?
and I kept looking
No.
at
that's
her, and I kept looking at her, and then my friend, I'm like, and it was like normal business to him.
he
And I'm
So
that
you
looking at
that
know
her
that
brother.
that the
awkward,
respect
like,
didn't start at the cookout. That's been going on
Yeah,
for a while. It
yeah,
didn't just switch on
yeah,
at the cookout.
yep,
So
yeah,
he obviously
and
had
that
she gave him permission to treat her like that.
yep,
That came
yeah,
from her.
and
She didn't nip
and the
that in the
brother.
bud from when it happened before and before and
yep,
before. For him to do it that nicely, like I always say, when someone does something and don't even stutter, they done it
yep,
before. So it happened
Yeah,
before. So
and
you just
that brother
witnessed
obviously.
something. Yeah, you just
Yeah,
witnessed something that they've been doing already. It's new
yep,
to
yeah,
you, and you like what and what, but it's not new to her. If she can sit like
and
this
it,
and just listen to that and don't move,
yep. And he was on the
yeah,
grill just flipping them burgers, just talking like, oh, you look nice. Like, and the wife was right there. And he was like, oh, you got your hair done. Oh, okay, your hair look nice. And he talking about, oh, okay. And he was literally at the grill doing that. And she was right there. We were all right there.
wouldn't be
We were all
concerned
right
about
there.
her. I mean, him
Yeah.
too much. I've been concerned about her because obviously
Mhm.
there's something missing with you that you feel
Yep.
this is okay.
Yep.
It's really you.
Yep.
You have low self esteem. You got something going on with you. For you to allow that to happen and you're
Yep.
not saying nothing, it's not but
He's
him
always
because
been.
he's doing what you're allowing him to do.
Mhm. Mhm.
yeah, and he
Mhm.
obviously didn't.
Mhm.
He didn't read the manhood manual. You don't do that. That's not something that you do because it is to me that's a red flag. If he's
Yep.
gonna talk about his friend
Yep.
more like that than he does his wife or
Mm.
his girlfriend. Yeah, and in front of her. That's the kicker right there. He's like,
Yep.
yeah, he has no regard for her feelings,
Yeah.
and how, but like Regina was saying too, she has to have enough respect for herself too and be like, what's that about?
Yeah.
You know,
But you teach
what's
people how
what
to
even
treat you. You
yeah,
teach
and even
people
though
how to
you said
treat
she
you. Yep. And
Yes.
when
and
the
even though
thing is, go ahead, Leroy.
no, but even though you said she asked him about it, he was like, oh no, that ain't nothing. That's just how we do it.
He said
No,
that's my
something
what
like
he his exact words is, that's my home girl. That's what he
yeah,
said. That's my
yeah,
home girl.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd rather be
that's
your homegirl too, because you treat homegirls better than you treat your wife. So
yeah.
let
Then
me
you
be
own
your
yeah.
homegirl.
You
Facts,
know yeah.
facts.
Obviously,
And I
yeah.
was like, but and that's the same thing. But I think as a man, okay, so Leroy, as the man on the panel, so as the man, if homeboy walked in, you like, dang, look at that shape up. Okay, you looking good. Like, where you get the you okay, your butt look nice in them jeans. Like that man would flip he'd be like, hold up. Like, I don't think a man would sit there and accept that. What do you think? I don't know. I'm not a man, so I'm asking you.
No, I mean it's the same thing where you be like, really? It might have been a look first, and then when they kept on doing it, it's like, no, let me holler at you for a minute.
Mhm.
You know, what's all of that about?
Yeah.
And to me, they're gonna come. Oh, you ain't got nothing to worry about. Stop being jealous, because that's the first thing they're gonna throw at you. Oh,
Yep.
you just insecure. You just insecure. You
Yep.
just jealous. No, that's not
But that's
insecurity, jealousy.
gaslighting. That's gaslighting. That's
Yeah,
gaslighting,
yeah.
and that's emotional manipulation. Yep.
I get it if you say it once. Hey, that's cool. You're acknowledging that your friend looks good and everything like that. But when it goes on for a good little minute, yeah, it's something more to that, you
Mhm.
know. And he might have been more than likely trying to send a signal to the side piece, like, look, I'm letting you know that I see you. Almost like the movie Why Did I Get Married, when they were sitting at the breakfast
Oh,
table.
man, Trina. You talking about Trina. That's who you talking about,
Yeah,
Trina.
and they sitting there, and he's sleeping with Jill Scott's best friend,
Trina.
and yeah, Trina, and everybody knew what was going on, but it's like, come on,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
it's like, come on, no, no,
But
yeah,
that's what I was talking about even in the beginning, how I am when somebody's in a relationship or married, I'm very respectful of that. I'm very respectful of the other woman. Like I said, I'm not going to be hanging out with you just because he's my
right,
friend, he's your man or he's your husband. We not hanging out. We ain't going to the movies. We ain't going to the picture show, to concerts, to eat no ice cream. Like, we not doing that. Like you were saying, Leroy, that's reserved for your woman. You said that also, Regina, and I respect that. Like I said, I ain't. Yeah, come on over here and get these paper plates. Your wife there. That's the first thing I'm gonna say, because I'm not. I'm gonna respect that always. I'm always gonna respect another woman, even with my ex husband, and I'm friends with his wife. Like, that's not my husband anymore. I'm not calling him because we're cool and we're friends for him to come mow my lawn. You get what I'm saying? I would go through her or do something like that. And to me, I think that that's just respect. And I think a lot of people have just on the sake of, oh yeah, that's my friend, that's my homegirl, that's my homeboy. And I think that strong boundaries need to be set. So let's talk about that and round that out. So for partnerships and relationships, um, I have four here. Set boundaries together, discuss and agree on what is acceptable behaviors for both parties when it comes to the opposite sex friendships. Clear boundaries help avoid misunderstandings. Number two, you have to trust your partner. Trust is the foundation in the relationship. If your partner has a history of being trustworthy, try trusting them and their friendship as well. If y'all trust is a little shaky, that may not work out well. Number three, stay involved. Be open to getting to know your partner's friend. As Regina, you and I were talking about, this can reduce feelings of insecurity and build a stronger connection between all parties involved. Number four, communicate your feelings. If you feel uncomfortable with your partner's friendship, discuss it openly and calmly. It's important to address any concerns before they escalate into big concerns. We talked about earlier about that female friend, Leroy, always touching and hugging and up in their personal space in their grill. And you said that's out of line. How would that conversation go? How should that conversation go? If you're with your woman, right? And the girl is key, she all in the personal space, all whispering and touching and all of that. And you said that that was inappropriate. How would you have that conversation?
Well, for the way that I would handle it first, if she kept touching me, I'm gonna move your hand first. I'm gonna let you know that I'm not gonna really say anything, but I'm gonna let you know by my body language. I'm gonna let you know, look, I'm gonna give you a look like, no, stop that. And if they persist in it, it was like, come here, like, what is up? You know,
Yeah.
it'd be like, what's going on? What's the deal? You know, and they'd be like, no, no, it's like, come on. It's like, my wife is here, and and it would be me saying, look, you're being disrespectful,
Mhm. Yeah.
and that can't happen.
Yeah.
I
That's
just
good.
got I'm gonna let you know, no, what you're doing is disrespectful to her.
Yeah.
And you should, as a man, men hear me, you should not allow anyone to disrespect your woman, and you should not
Come on
be
now.
disrespectful to to your woman in that way and allow it to happen, because you're being disrespectful if you don't address it, if you don't allow it to happen. That's
Yes.
how it would, to me, that's how I would handle it, that's how I would go.
That's good.
Somebody may deal with it something different, but for me, yeah, I'm gonna let you know first, because I'm move your hand and everything like that, and then I'm gonna give you a look, and if you keep going, then I'll be like, I'm like, come here, and pull it to the side and be like, what's going on,
Mhm.
to find out what's up. You're like, oh, nothing, nothing, nothing. No, obviously something is, because you act like, you want to be all touchy feely, and especially if this is something that they normally don't do, then
Yeah.
yeah, they trying to, like you were saying earlier, they trying to let it be
Territorial.
know, yeah,
Let you
I
know,
was
like
here.
me, like Regina said, they're trying to be territorial to let the
Yeah,
girlfriend or the wife know, like, I was here first, like Regina was saying
yeah,
earlier. Yeah, that territorial. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
So when
yeah.
so so and that's good. That's good. That's good. All right. So for the person in the relationship, I have three. Balance your time. Ensure that your romantic relationship remains your priority while it's healthy to maintain friendships. Your partner should not feel neglected or secondary. Two, be transparent. Keep your partner informed about your friendships and ensure they feel included rather than excluded from your life. Number three, reassure your partner. If your partner feels insecure about the friendship, provide reassurance and be willing to adjust the behavior and maintain that trust. Trust is the key. What do you guys think?
So that's what I was going to
Trust.
ask you all. That's what I was going to ask you all, as women, if you're in a situation like that, a public situation, and you have your boyfriend or your husband that's there,
Mhm.
and his friend is there. Do you want him to give you, like, that special, a little more special attention, so that it is known, hey, I'm here with you, it's about us. It's not about, my best friend, or others that are here in the room.
Mhm. Regina, you want to answer first? That's a good
Oh,
question,
sure.
Leroy.
Yeah. I think
I'm
that
gonna put mine down.
the relationship that I would be in when I get married again, it
Come
would
on,
be
speak
like
it.
that anyway.
Hmm.
So it
Hmm.
won't be a situation you had to play like acting and
Right.
give me more attention, because that's
Hmm.
what you're gonna be doing anyway.
Okay,
Right.
girl.
So, and we're gonna do
Right.
that to each other.
I
That's
like
So
that.
that's
I
gonna
I
be
like
an
like
that.
that too.
automatic thing. So there will
Yeah.
be no one be able to get in the middle of what it is, because they're gonna know from day one.
Yeah.
Secondly, when you start dating someone, I think it's good to tell them, especially, like you said, Leroy, you had a friend, your best friend is a female, period. She been
Hmm.
there,
Mhm.
she's there. I would just
Mhm.
nicely say, when you first start dating someone, say,
That's right.
hey, I just want to let you know that I have a best friend. It's a female, but we've been friends since college. And how do you feel about that? And just let
Yeah.
them
Hmm.
talk.
Right.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah. Right.
How you feel
Right.
about that? And
Yeah.
a lot of times they just want to be good because they want to, they don't want to mess up nothing, rock the boat. They're gonna probably say,
They're gonna agree with everything.
they- yeah, agree with everything you say, because they don't want to say, mess this up. So they're gonna be quiet
They
until
be
they
like,
get good in there. Then they all of a
you
sudden they got
could
a
have
problem.
10
But
girlfriends. I'll accept them all.
but you asked and they told you. So I'm going by what you told me. I'm not going by what you thought you were going to tell me later. I'm going by what you said to me now. So
Yeah.
you said it was okay, so we should be okay. But I would say that
Yeah,
at the
Yeah.
beginning, so that could be out of the way, you know. And then you could set the boundaries with your friend and say, you know, I'm dating someone now, or even talk about it now, even before you start dating someone. Y'all
yeah,
best friends,
yeah,
right? That's a great
yep.
conversation to have and be like,
Yeah.
you know, when we start, you know, I know right now we ain't dating nobody, but when that time comes, you know, I'm gonna have to, we can't be doing all this, right?
Right.
Like,
And,
have that
and
conversation
you,
before, so
We
when it
can't be
happens, it's not gonna be a
sharing a
serious
Slurpee out the
cutoff.
same straw. We can't.
fellas,
Yeah, it won't be a
fellas,
serious cutoff. You know, you already kind of know what's gonna happen when y'all start dating people.
Yeah.
fellas, it is in your best interest to let them know, because you don't need your best friend that's the opposite sex rolling up and getting jealous or whatever, or and saying the wrong name. Oh, weren't you with your so and so last week? Didn't you say?
Let,
Oh,
let
oh,
us
my
know,
Yeah, I'm
bad,
Lily.
my
confused. You
bad.
date so
That's
many
not.
people. I don't know who you dating now.
I know, right?
I
You
thought you
you
were the other one, like trying to throw shots. I was here for all the other ones. I thought you was the other one. I'm sorry.
Right, Trina, Katina,
Shady.
Trina, Cena. What you?
Like the DMX song. Like the DMX song. And ladies, but think about this. Ladies, if you're out with your guy, right? And you see all your friends, you can't be all down the line every time you're out. Oh, that's my friend. That's my homeboy. Oh, that's my best friend. Oh, that's my homeboy. He's gonna be looking at you like, how me hold up. Hold up. You know, something is not like the other. Like, what is going on here? Like, those are all all your friends or whatever. That's hilarious. But I think it's about trust and healthy conversation, right? To be able to, if there's nothing to hide, there's nothing to hide. And you're not going to have a healthy relationship if you're hiding things. You're not going to have trust if you are not telling the truth. It's best to be just open and transparent, because you never want your guy or your woman in the same place where you calling somebody a friend and y'all done, made whoopee like back in the day, right? Like you to me, it's like you're setting your person up and he's sitting in the room like, hey, how you doing? You the friend and all of that. And he done had your woman, or he done had your man. I think it's best to kind of clear the air and really value the friendships that you have. And I told you guys my story where I had to remove a friend, and it was painful to him, and it hurt my heart because it was a true friend. But
Mhm.
you want to respect your relationship, and it's almost like a catch 22. What do you do, right? So then you end up seeing, okay, you have to have conversations with that, and sometimes they are tough conversations. Like we all said, doesn't mean that you get rid of a friend. You shouldn't do that. But I believe the boundaries need to be set. You can't be with that said friend every single day. Like every
Right.
time you tell, let me call you right back. My friend's on the phone. Let me call you right back. That he's on the phone. Let me call you right back. Like, hold up. Like, what's going on? Why y'all laughing?
Because honestly, because there's some folks that do that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
There's folks that do that,
Yeah.
and don't understand, don't get it or understand it. And you've got to be on both ends of that. You've got to be mature enough. You've got to be adult enough to be able to understand. And if you can't handle it, then say that. You know what? Yeah, I just rather not be. Then kind of know that there might be some feelings there, but they'd be like, look, I just rather not be friends with you, or I just rather have, hey, let's limit it, where we talk ever so often or whatever and everything like that. And of that. And if you good with that, then you have to set those what the structure of the relationship is going to look like. And like Regina said, even before you meet somebody, or even before one or the other has somebody, because once either one of you meet somebody, then all of a sudden the dynamics got to change anyway. But
Yeah.
if you've had those conversations, then you already know what it is. You
Yeah.
already know what that's going to look like.
Yeah.
They can't be no. We've set the expectations for it,
Yeah.
you know.
Sure.
And I got two male friends right now that I'm trying to set up. I'm trying to match make. I'm trying to get my single female friends and my single male friends. I got two prospects right now. So if there's somebody that I like or I'm with, I ain't setting them up with nobody. You know what I mean? So you it's subtleties and subtle things that you also look at to see. But this has been a great conversation. All right, this is remixing
Yes.
relationships. So we're going to talk quickly how we're going to remix it. As I said, have an honest conversation with your mate and possibly the friend, as Regina was saying earlier, or the friend reach out and set boundaries. That's how we remix it. Work on building a deeper connection with trust. You can't control another person's desires, but the mate can have a conversation with the friend, like Leroy said, if it gets out of line and it's too the lines are murky. Because it's this is the thing. This is how you can tell if someone sees a man out with his female friend and they can't tell if they together, boyfriend or girlfriend, or if somebody sees a woman with her male friend and it looks like they may be on a date, then that might be too close for comfort. You shaking your head, Leroy. Tell me what you're thinking.
No, I agree with you. I totally agree with you. You gotta let if it has that appearance, more than likely that's what it is.
Yeah. You shaking your head. You agree with that, Regina?
Yeah, yeah, because if you are playing that, like I said, that little round that fence thing, saying we friends,
Hmm.
but yet I'm flirting with you, you're
Right.
just wait, you just, instead of you just man and woman up, you just want to play. A lot of people, they play that backdoor role, right? A lot of
Mm-hmm.
people do
Hmm.
that. They play like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I'm your friend, backdoor, because they not. I don't. First of all, that's not attractive at all.
Mm-hmm.
If you like
Mm-mm.
me,
Mm.
just say you like me. Don't play the back
Mm-hmm.
door and was waiting for the door to open somehow and
Mm-hmm.
go, oh, I always liked you.
They try to come through the
No,
doggy door.
no, that's not cool. That's not cool.
She said not the doggy door.
That happened to
We're
me.
grown. We
The
grown
minute
people
I
now.
said I was the minute I said that I was going through a divorce, he was like, listen here. Um, and we used to call each other brother and sister, like everybody. And then he was like, well, I've wanted to be more than your friend for a long time, but you kept those strong boundaries. But now, and he shot his shot. And that's why I'm saying sometimes you can know somebody for a long time and you thinking you friends for a long time, but sometimes people do wait in the wings, as we talked
You should
about earlier,
you should
huh?
tell them, can the ink dry on the paper? Can the ink dry? Can I sign it
Man,
and
I
actually
didn't
let
even
the ink dry?
well, wait, honey, I didn't even do that. I was just talking about going down there to file. I ain't even filed yet. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
So, but
Yeah.
folks, and some people are. And like you said, somebody said earlier, things could change. I think you said it, Regina, where it might start out as a friend and we was like, the way that he has the twinkle in his eye or the way her smile lights up the room or whatever it is, you start looking at people
Conversation.
differently
Yeah.
and the
Hmm.
conversation. And if you spend time with somebody long enough, it is a possibility if you're a
Hmm.
woman and a man. But can men and women be friends? That was the question. Absolutely. Boundaries have to be set and conversations have to be had. And every friendship is not a sexual friendship or somebody waiting in the wings. Every friendship is not somebody that they used to be with and now they decided to be friends. Some people are, there's those too. And like Regina said, if it happened once, we friends. You know what I mean? But I'll give you guys the
Like,
final word. How would you remix this type of situation? I'll start with Leroy.
Well, I think the way that you remix it, if you will, is to me, it's just about being transparent. It's about being open, and it's about setting. The last part is setting the boundaries. That to me, the boundaries give you everything. It gives you. It's going to tell you whether or not the relationship can endure. The friendship can endure, or whether it can't. Because if you put the boundaries and that person is not willing to respect or to adhere to those boundaries, then it's like, look, yeah, we can't do this because I'm not going to disrespect the person that I'm with. You know, I'm not gonna do that to them because you wouldn't want me to do that to you if you were in a relationship. And I think when you look at it from, to me, when from that perspective, I think you put a new, take on it. You see it from a different lens, if you will, and you leave it to where there's no room for doubt. This is what it is. This is the way that it's either going to move forward, or it's going to move forward, without us moving forward together. But you
Love
gotta
it.
be willing to do that. You know.
Love it. How would you remix it if somebody, is having that conversation, Regina, about friendship, or possibly asking somebody to leave a friendship or to set stronger boundaries? How would you remix that? Because it's about promoting healthy relationships. So we've already established that men and women can be friends, but as Leroy and I
Hmm.
stated, boundaries have to be set, trust has to be there, and conversations have to be had. What do you think?
I think, look, it's like the remix. I really think that it's communication is the key. Communication is the key. I think early conversations is a must, and you need to know where y'all stand with certain things. I think a lot of it will be nipped in the bud, like that cookout situation you told us about. If the conversations were had before,
Mhm,
that cookout would never happen, right?
mhm.
Mm,
So we have to
mm,
be honest and open at the beginning. We got to let people know and be transparent, like you said, Leroy. Like you got to let them know, hey, by the way, I just want to let you know I got a BFF and it's a female. How you feel? Or hey, we used to do this, but we can't do this no more. Like you just got to kind of just walk through it. Just do it from the
mhm.
beginning, so it don't feel awkward. You don't want to make it feel like you're just doing a straight cut with a scissor. You just want to kind of
Right.
just nicely take it through its transition, take it through the stages. So it don't feel like it's one thing, one time, I have it cut, and now you feeling like you haven't had a fix. And that's where a lot of people have these territory issues because they feel like they cut off their supply, and now they twitching because they used to talking to you and they used to seeing you and they used to doing this, and all of a sudden this woman comes around and I can't call you no more, I can't see you no more, and that's where the problem goes. It's called,
Yeah.
what you're not going to do is, that's where we at now. So we don't want those kind of conversations, so you just gotta nicely do it early enough so it won't be an issue later on. So that's my
Right.
remix.
I
And
agree.
can I add
Get
this
to
real
know
quick?
the friend. Get
Can,
to know the friend and vice versa, and have the conversation, the male, your man meet the man friend, your woman meet the woman friend, and try to have that conversation as you guys talked about. What do you say, Leroy?
no, just real quick. And to what Regina was saying too, we've got to be careful too when it comes to, and whether it's a male best friend or whether it's a female best friend, we've got to be careful of ditching our friends for relationships too. Even beyond that, because if the relationships do end, then you want to go back and start hanging with your friend. You got to and expect it to be cool, but you disappear because you got a man or because you got a woman. It's like,
Yeah,
bruh,
nobody should give that
yeah,
ultimatum.
so we have to be careful of that too. But I do believe, like what Gene was saying, yeah, once you get to a certain level, you know that relationship is getting serious and that it's moving. It's gotten, to that. It's like, look, yeah, I can't hang like I used to. Can't do what we used to do. Hey, because this is serious.
Mhm.
This is serious now. And I think when you're transparent in that way, I think everybody all around can respect that.
So you're
And if
saying
they
be
can't, then they don't
transparent
do.
with the friend too. Be transparent with the
Yeah,
friend saying this is serious.
absolutely.
Got it. That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. All right,
Yes,
y'all. So
I
what you think
agree.
about the conversation? What you think?
Oh, good. This is really good. It's good to hear like someone's opinion about it, and kind of see, because I learned from y'all today, because there's certain things that I didn't think about either. And what you just said, people do that in general. Like people
Yeah.
actually
Right.
cut their friends off, men, women, and
Yep.
or everybody. They cut them off when they
Yep.
get a significant other, and they like, Oh, it didn't work out. Hey, y'all. Mm-mm. Because that's feeling like you're using me now. Like you only want me
Right.
around when he's not there. We're grown now. Like, come on, we don't do this. Like, you're not
Mhm.
teenagers. Stop it.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree with that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I wanted, so when I think we definitely did it differently, and of course I'm going to remix even the conversation and the topic. Can men and women just be friends? We're not just talking about yes, and the podcast is over in 5 minutes. We broke it down all the way down, like Love Jones says. What it say? Our favorite movie, Libra. What it say? So it can
Break it.
forever.
Get the be broken.
So
That's
it can
right.
forever be broke. So we're going to end this conversation like Leroy said. If you say you want to be somebody's friend, then it ain't no take backs. Leroy said the girl put him in the friend zone, and then he was dating somebody else, and then she want to be all up in his ear like, what you doing? She want to be friend. Ain't no take backs. If you say you want to be just friends, then that's where it's going to be. Put a pin in it. We just friends. Ain't no take back, right, Leroy?
Yep. Absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
I want to thank my guest today, Regina Smithwick. She
Thank
again is an
you.
author, a motivational speaker, a business owner, television personality, and she has so many different jobs and wears different hats. And most importantly, she's my homegirl who loves New Edition. My brother, Dr. Leroy McKenzie Jr., he is the impact builder. I call him Little Clarence Avant because he will network and connect you. Both of y'all are actually in that way. Both of you are the female version of that, Regina. But you will connect some people, connect the dots, and make things happen. He is an author. He owns a publishing company, and so on and so on and so on. Tell the people how they can get in touch with you, how they can purchase your books.
Let me go. Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Go ahead.
Thank you. Thank y'all so much, Kendall. As always, thank you for allowing me to grace your platform. I am Regina Smithwick. As you see, my website is right there, www.rsenterprises.life. Everything that I'm doing, everything I'm a part of, everything that God has given me to be a servant over is on that website. So just
Yeah.
check it out and hope that I'll see you on social media platforms. Everything's on my website. Thank
Yes.
you.
All right. Another enterprises. We got two enterprises here. Leroy, tell the people how they can get in contact with you and how they can purchase your products.
Yeah, sure. They can connect with me through LinkedIn, and it's I don't want to say Linktree. I don't have to put the
Linktree.
HTTP hopefully in front of all of that, but it's Linktree linktr.ee /JNF Enterprises. You can see all of the different things that we have on there, including and I don't know, did I send you the thing Kendall for the Unleash your entrepreneurial the book? Did I send you the cover
I'm
to
not
take
sure.
a
I'll
look
check
at?
Facebook. Is that the one you were asking what I think about the cover on Facebook? Is that the one?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That
yeah,
was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
awesome.
Okay, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the latest book that's coming out. I'm doing pre-orders now, so you can pre-order it. It'll be out in September, next month, the end of next month. So you can check that out. I think it's a phenomenal book. I was doing the final touches on it, and I'm excited about it because this entrepreneurship thing is real. And I want
Mhm.
us as entrepreneurs to operate in excellence, and so that we keep the doors open. Got to keep the doors open. So.
Amen. And I am Kendall Anise, and you can follow me on all social media platforms at Kendall Anise and TikTok, the Remix Coach. And Leroy, can you tell the people what they need to do right here? Tell the people what they need to do.
What is it? Oh,
Tell the people what they need to do with my YouTube.
oh, y'all! Hey, stop playing. Y'all better go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like, share, and comment. We want to hear your comments too. What y'all think about the topic tonight or the conversation tonight? Not just the topic, but the conversation. So go on and hit that subscribe button so you can know where Miss Kendall Lanice is gonna be next or when she gonna go on next. Because y'all know she all over the place. She like a Jamaican. She got like 20 jobs, man.
I appreciate it. I appreciate you, brother. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. But definitely, whether you're watching live or the playback, definitely comment. I thank you for joining me today and my guests as we explore new ways to remix and strengthen relationships. Remember, healthy connections are within our reach, and together we create the love and the life we deserve. Again, my name is Kendall Anise, your Fave Life Coach, the Remix Coach, signing off with a reminder: the power to transform is in your hands. Until next time, take care and keep growing. God bless y'all. Peace. Thanks for watching. Thank you. Bye, guys.
Later.